I used to live just outside of Evergreen, Colorado. That is until one night I decided to go camping with one of my friends in Rocky Mountain National Park. By the time we arrived, it was around 4 in the afternoon, so we set up our tent in the campground and waited until around 6 p.m. Then we started to hear a sound, much like the sound you get when you near a nether portal in Minecraft, which is weird because nothing in nature makes that kind of sound. We went to investigate. Then my friend told me to stop because he had heard something rustling in the bushes near us. It turned out to be a couple of blue jays, so we moved on in the hopes of finding the source of the noise. After we walked into the forest for about 30 minutes, we came across an old ruin that was about 40 feet long and had a couple of rooms that still looked intact. It was obviously dated back to before the creation of the park. This old ruin of a house was where the noise was coming from, and by this point it was somewhat overpowering. As we walked into the house, we noticed something on the wall in the back. It was covered with black, and it had a red and white center, whereas the rest of the room was old brick. Then as we walked over the wall, we felt ourselves being sucked into it, but as soon as we got within 5 feet of it, the force that was pulling us in was reversed, throwing us away from the wall, and a primeval feeling of dread came over me because, as I was watching, something began to come out of the wall. The creature, at first, didn't have any particular form. It was just a blob of amorphous substance that was wriggling and twitching on the floor. And as one of his eyes spotted us, it began changing form, all the while giving off a horrible howl that permeated every inch of my body. Within a couple of minutes it was done changing form. It had become a giant worm-like creature with eyes and teeth the size of my forearm. I told my friend to book it, but he was stiff with fear, so I got up and started to drag him, trying to get away before the creature noticed us again. But mine not having much arm strength didn't help my cause. The creature noticed me as I was leaving the room and started to thrash its way toward me, crashing into the wall, sleep dense as it got closer. A primeval instinct to protect myself over my friend got the better of me, and I ran for it. I had to hear the writhing scream of pain and terror as the creature brutally tore apart my friend, leaving only a bloody smear on the ground where it had been. I ran as fast as I could away from that cursed hellhole, only to hear the creature's demented roar coming within 30 feet of me. Then, out of breath and energy, I blacked out. I then woke up in a hospital wondering how I got there. I noticed that several policemen were stationed outside my room. When one of them saw I was awake, he came in and told me that I was being charged with the homicide of my friend.